Does everybody know what time it is? It is belt changing time. Yes, I have broken my third tough cut belt. So step one for Eric, detach tough cut. That's just a all-in-one wrapping step. Step two, let's take this off. There's stickers in here. I should have gloves on before I dig into that to take it all out. Let's look at this belt. Today, the belt, well, this actually happened yesterday. The belt did not break. It popped off. See, it popped off this pulley and went underneath. Yes, lever was over. Right, so this lever is over top of the lift arm, but I hadn't raised the deck anyway. My tension was still on. So you're right, see the tensioner's still on. But this belt is a belt from prior to me having this lever flipped over this way. So what I'm going to do, wipe out the previous 3 belts. Erase them from my memory. We're going to put this machine back together. Take this belt off, put this back together. While I have it apart, the manual also showed where all the zerk fittings were. We're going to lube everything up and put it back together the way that the manual says, but the manual doesn't include everything. So, example, I guess the manual assumes that the lift arm is an accessory. So whenever you look at the tough cut manual, that lift arm, I don't see it in my manual as to which way does that lever flip. So we're going to go with how it is now is how it needs to be, but let's take the old belt off. Brand new 162-inch belt. First off is get these lift arms out of the way, which means I got to take this bolt out, already loosened, this bolt out, already loosened. But we also have to deal with the tension, which is not very tensioned right now. And we'll just put the plug, no, we can't put it back in. Well, I guess we can just flip this over. Just keep it all where it's supposed to be. Now, two wrenches so far. All right. This side's always fun. Trying to get all the pieces parts lined up. Yep, that would be that would be the bushing that's always fun to deal with. Now this belt is not broken, but let me tell you, there was a bunch of smoke, and you can see where it's misshapen. Oh, yeah, you see where it's lost some hair. I know how that goes. And then it's definitely not a good shape belt anymore. Let's get this thing cleaned up before I do anything else. Okay, all cleaned up. There's a zerk fitting up here by the front hub, and there's a zerk fitting down by the bottom hub. Cleaned those up, added grease here and here. Zerk fitting by this lift arm, I imagine for keep this nice and smooth. Zerk fitting down here by the pivot point. Got those all cleaned up and lubed. Now, these pulleys, there's not any zerk fittings on these pulleys down here. The other zerk fittings are like on wheels. Whoops. Don't lean on that just yet. Now, like I said, I'm going to pretend like this is day one, but if anybody can tell me what I'm doing wrong with this tough cut, if I'm using it too hard, if I'm maybe expecting more out of this machine than I should, if I don't have something set properly, do let me know. I am using a Gates high power B as in Baker 162 belt. So as far as I can tell, it's the correct belt, and it works up until it doesn't. Okay. Now, apply our tensioner. Brand new belt, one would think you go on the last one and then you tighten it as you go. But if the belt popped off, now granted, yes, we're going to go on the second link with a brand new belt and see where that goes, right? I can freely attach that. And that is the new belt. So, still going to grease up the wheels, but for right now, explain to me what is incorrect in this configuration. Tensioner on second link, red lever on top of the tensioner arm so we can't raise the deck, with the tension still on there. Belt goes around like it should. All the pulleys spun freely. Right, I mean, I can sit here and play with the belt and they all spin. All, whoops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Whoop, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 pulleys. All of them spin whenever I play with this belt. Now I guess I could they all spin when I play with that belt. If anybody sees something wrong, let me know ASAP. I'm going to try and make this my next video, even though I have a whole backlog of things, so that we can have a day 0, which happens to be January 4th. This is my 4th belt, the one that came on the machine, plus 3 more. 3 belts in the trash, 4th belt on the machine, and I see nothing wrong with it. But we can't play with it today. Got to get cleaned up and ready to go into town and watch some fireworks, hang out with a friend, get some adult beverages. Obviously being smart with all of that. So my friends, that is where we're going to wrap it up today. Belt on the tough cut. I can't find nothing wrong. Read the manual, see nothing in the manual that I'm doing differently than what the manual says. Nice and clean. Everything's lubed up. Pulleys spin freely. Let's see how this belt lasts, marking January 4th as the day it's attached. Now, you'll notice something missing up here. I'm about ready to put that back on, but that's a video that's in my queue. Everybody have a happy belated 4th of July, and hopefully everybody was smart while they were out enjoying the festivities.